Hi friends, my name is Millie and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to bring you a double Fairyloot unboxing. So there was a lot going on personally in March and April, and it's just meant that I haven't really opened anything. I haven't opened a lot of book mail, I haven't opened all of my Fairyloot books or boxes, so I figured I would just do a double unboxing for you today. So let's just get right into it. So I've got the March YA, romantasy and adult boxes and the April YA, romantasy and adult boxes as well. So with all of these boxes going on, I did open one of them just to check that it would be the right one for this video. So we're going to start off with the March YA box, which has the theme of Eternal Embrace. So I'm very intrigued about this. I obviously do know what the books are, but I can't really remember a lot of them, so we'll see. The first item that we've got from the March YA box is a pair of oven mitts. How cute are those? They're adorable. I love those. What are they inspired by? Oh, okay, so they're inspired by This Poison Heart. So that's quite appropriate that I'm opening this right now because I am cooking my dinner at the minute, so I can use these literally while filming this video. Then we have got A Dowry of Blood book tabs. I love the book A Dowry of Blood, so I'm very intrigued about this. I feel like they should be like gothic, vampire-y kind of colours, if that's right. And they definitely are. I mean, look at those. They're so pretty. I'm not very one for annotating my books, but I do a lot of scrapbooking and journaling, so these will be perfect for that. Then we have got an enamel magnet, which is inspired by Foul Lady Fortune, which, if you know me, you know I love Chloe Gong, and that is absolutely stunning. What the hell, that is so pretty. You can't even really see it because of how shiny it is, but that is gorgeous. Loving this box so far. Okay, and then we've got some sort of tin. What is this? Oh, a tin pencil case inspired by Only a Monster by Vanessa Len, which I haven't read yet, but that is a very pretty design, and then it kind of continues on the back as well. Very pretty, although I obviously don't go to school, so I don't really need a pencil case at the minute, but you never know. Could be useful for the future. Oh, and then we've got the next vase. I did like a book shaped vase a few boxes back that was absolutely gorgeous. I can't remember what that was inspired by, maybe Once Upon a Broken Heart or something. It was very pretty, very floral. But this is an Eternal Embrace vase, so I'm feeling like it's going to have a kind of gothic, spooky design. Okay, so this is the design. Let's get out of the packaging. And there's the vase. That is so pretty. Love that. That is very cool. So you've got like bats going on, got a kind of cathedral vibe to it, which I think looks really cool. And then on the side it says Eternal Embrace of the Night. Very intriguing. And then before I unbox the actual book, we have got the monthly tarot cards. So in every YA box you get a pair of tarot cards, and eventually once you've gotten enough YA boxes you will have a full tarot deck. So in this one we've got the 9 of Planets and the 10 of Planets. I'm assuming these are going to be inspired by the book of the month. Oh no, they're not. They're from Vampire Academy. So that's very cool. I wasn't really a Vampire Academy girl growing up. I know a lot of people were. It wasn't really my kind of area. Is much more Twilight, Vampire Diaries and Vampire Academy, but these are still very, very cool. I'm loving the vibes of this whole box, loving the kind of gothic vampire vibes, so feeling like the book must be something to do with vampires. Then of course we've got the bookmark that matches the theme art, the monthly fairy scoop, and the April theme is hexed hearts, so that sounds like it's gonna be kind of witchy. And then the YA March book is, ooh, intriguing, Where Shadows Meet by Patrice Caldwell. We've got this at work and it's only in paperback, so they've obviously done a hardback only release for Fairyloot, so that's pretty cool. This does feel very similar to the original cover, which I'll overlay over the top, but it does feel like it's just a different colorway, maybe taking away some detail from the background. I can't really remember. But we also have a beautiful sword sprayed edge. That's pretty cool. And then we have got a reverse dust jacket, which I think is very similar to the original cover as well. I definitely prefer this way with the foiling, but neither cover is like grabbing me, if that makes sense. Then we have got some beautiful foiling on the hardcover case. I love that. I kind of want to display it just like that. I think that looks really cool. And then on the back, there's more foiling. It says, "You have no idea what I've done for love, just as you have no idea what you may one day do." Okay. Oh, this is a very different vibe. So this is the end paper artwork. That feels like a very, very different vibe to the rest of the book. That doesn't feel vampire-y, but that does. That definitely does. That's very cool. I'm intrigued as to what this is, because this doesn't feel like the rest of the book, so who knows. So let me find the synopsis, because I have no idea what this book is about. Once long ago, a girl named Favre sacrificed her wings for love. Varna, the young goddess she so willingly gave them up for, sacrificed that same love for power. But everything has a cost. Favre never got over the loss of her wings, and Varna's choice led to a life of eternal night and later their destruction. Favre has bided her time ever since, waiting for the chance to resurrect the girl she loves who turned her into the creature she hates. Now, 1,000 years later, Layla, the crown princess of a vampire nation, must travel to Nekros, the island of the dead, when her best friend is captured during an attack on the capital. Along with Naja, a fierce, beautiful seer, and the last person she expected to help her, Layla forges down a dangerous path intent on saving her friend. But nothing is as it seems. The closer she gets to her goal, the more she risks awakening an ancient evil and destroying everything she holds dear. That's very intriguing. So kind of like dual timelines, vampires and angels. I wasn't really intrigued by this book before realising it was a Fairyloot book, but now I do really want to read that. That does sound really good. I definitely feel like that's one for spooky season. I feel like that'd be a really good one to save for then. Okay, so now I've got to track down another March book, so bear with me. Okay, let's go with the March romantasy book, which I can't remember what it is. The theme is Sky Fire, which I very much like the sound of. That sounds dragony, maybe. And the book is stunning. First of all, the book is Firebird by Juliet Cross. Look at that cover. Wow, that is stunning. So this is definitely a redesigned cover. I'll overlay the original over the top, but I definitely prefer this cover to the original because that is gorgeous. That is incredible. Who's the artist for that? Okay, the artist is at @JeffBrown_graphics. That's incredible. I love this. So then on the back you have a kind of landscape scene, then solid top and bottom sprayed edges, and a gorgeous stencil sprayed edge design. Like, that is so pretty. Oh my gosh. This is definitely to do with dragons, and I'm here for it. Okay, and then we've got foiling on the hardcover. Very, very pretty. And then we have got a reverse dust jacket, which I think is the original cover with a different colourway. So that's very pretty. And oh, is this set in like ancient Rome? Look at that end paper artwork. I feel like that's set in ancient Rome. That is such pretty foiling, by the way. But oh, I'm even more intrigued if it is set in that time. Got more dragons. Love a book with dragons. So here for this. I'll read you the synopsis of this one again because I don't know what this book is about apart from dragon and Rome. A conqueror captivated, a witch prophesied to save them all. From the moment Roman general Julianus Dacia laid eyes on Melina, he was enthralled by the Dacian dancer. Years later, the fierce beauty stands before him on a scarred battlefield, her life in danger. He instinctively shifts into his dragon form to save her, an action that may result in his head on the Imperial Gate, but he and his dragon know one thing, she belongs to them. So he can shift into the dragon. That's so funny. Melina cannot believe that the centurion who once bestowed a secret talisman on her is the Roman general of legend and nephew to the emperor. His warrior prowess and brutality cannot be denied, yet all Melina knows is his gentle touch and protection, and she also cannot deny that her soul has always seemed to answer his. As they navigate a world where flying death riders conquer and burn, their love will ignite a firestorm that can only end in heartbreak or death, or both. Set in a reimagined ancient Rome, Firebird is an epic, scorching, dark fantasy romance, and the first book in the Fire That Binds series. I haven't really heard anything about this, so I don't know if it's any good or not, but I am loving the sound of it. I really want to pick this up soon. Okay, and then the March adult fantasy book. Again, I can't remember what it is. Oh no, I do remember. I'm very excited for this one. So the theme is Powerful Legacies, and this is a book that I have been waiting for because it is pitched as Succession but fantasy, and I love the show Succession, like one of my favourite shows, so I'm very excited for a fantasy book version of that. It's by an author who I've read all of her books, and some I haven't enjoyed as much as others, but some I've loved. So let's just get into what the book is first. Okay, so the book is so pretty. Gifted and Talented by Olivia Blake. This is a redesigned cover. I'll overlay the original over the top. I don't know which one I prefer. I love both covers. I think the original cover, I love the artwork and the kind of like broken face aspect, but this, I love this kind of ascending face, like going up there, and the foiling is gorgeous. And then on the back it says, money is the family business, magic is the family curse. And then we have got some gorgeous sprayed edges there. That is beautiful, absolutely stunning, like wraparound foiling on the hardcover. That's so pretty. And then we have got the original cover on the reverse dust jacket, just with a different colorway, so that's pretty too. And actually looking at that, I definitely prefer the Fairyloot one, just because I don't love books with people's faces on the cover. It is kind of like a little bit of a pet peeve. We have got some beautiful foiled M papers as well, which I think different. Are they different? Oh yeah, so they're just in like different clothing of each one, so that's very cool. And yeah, this is Succession but fantasy. I'll read you the full synopsis, but that's all I needed to know to like know this was very high on my TBR. When there's a will, there's a war. Faye Wren, brilliant CEO of Ren Fair Magitech, is dead. As the so-called father of modern technology, he leaves an incredible legacy, and any of his free telepathically and electrokinetically gifted children could plausibly inherit the Ren Fair throne. Also, they like to think. On the pipeline of gifted kid to clinically depressed adult, nobody wins mood. Yet, as they gather to read Faye's final words, which Ren will come out on top? I'm really excited for this. I don't know what the general consensus is with this Olivia Blake book. Some of her books are very divisive, but I'm really excited to read this. So, okay, so out of the March Fairyloot books, I think that my favourite edition is Firebird, but the one I'm most excited to read is Gifted and Talented. And I think my favourite item from the YA box was the oven gloves. I'm very excited to use those while I'm cooking dinner tonight. Okay, so let's go with the April adult fantasy book now. I, again, do not know what this is. So yeah, I literally have no idea what the April fantasy adult book is, but I'm sure it'll be something good. So the theme is the art of deceit. Intriguing. I kind of love the artwork, that's very pretty. And the book is This Monster of Mine by Shalini, I don't want to butcher this, Abe Sakara. This is absolutely stunning. I've seen the original cover a lot at work lately, and I definitely prefer this cover, so I'll overlay the original over the top. But this intrigues me a lot more than the original cover does. I think this is so pretty with that kind of shadowy figure and the scales. Oh, so pretty. And then on the back it just says wisdom and wrath, and with a heart there. And then we have got stencil sprayed edges on all three sides, so that's very pretty. Ooh, okay, and then spoiling myself here. And then we have got a reverse dust jacket which has the original cover with a different colourway. I prefer the green to the original black. The green is definitely better, but then it might just be because green is my favourite colour. And then we have got beautiful artwork on the hardcover. That is so pretty. I love that. It's very intriguing because you've got these two figures here in the background, and then on the back the girl is gone. Where did she go? And then we have got gorgeous foiled end papers. Look how shiny they are. And then different end paper artwork on the back. And once again, I am unfortunately going to have to read you the synopsis because I don't know what this one is about. She knows the taste of death. He'll stoke her hunger for it. Sarai doesn't know why someone tried to kill her. But she does know that her case was closed without justice. 4 years later, she returns to the scene of the crime with a new face and a new job as a prosecutor who can magically detect lies. She's assigned to work with the ice-cold and perennially sadistic Kadra, the most vicious of the 4 judges who ruled the land, and the prime suspect in a string of deaths identical to Sarai's attempted murder. Certain of his guilt and hell-bent on justice, Sarai begins a double life, solving cases with Kadra by day and plotting his ruin by night. But Kadra is charming, and there's something alluring about the wrath he inflicts on this city's corruption. So when the evidence she uncovers embroils her in a deadly political battle, Sarai must also fight against her attraction to Kadra, because despite his growing hold on her heart, his voice matches the only memory she has of her assailant. A dazzling, ancient Rome-inspired fantasy, this monster of mine is a bloodbath of manipulation, deception, and forbidden love. Okay. I'm intrigued. I'm not totally sold on the book, I don't think, but I am intrigued by it. Okay, and then let's go with the romantasy book for April, which I feel like I should know, but I don't. I can't remember. And the theme is Tempest's Embrace, and I think just from the theme I do remember what the book is, and it's one I'm very excited for and one that I love the original cover design for, so I'm very intrigued as to what the Fairyloot design is going to look like, because I think the original artwork is stunning. I don't really know how much more stunning you can get from that, so we'll see. So the book for the April romantasy is The Wind Weaver by Julie Johnson. That is a very pretty edition. I love this. Okay, right, let me overlay the original cover over the top. I still think I prefer the original cover design. Obviously it's completely redesigned. It's beautiful. The foiling, stunning. The back, also stunning. But there's something about the original cover design that I really, really love. So I'm hoping that on the reverse dust jacket, Fairyloot will have done like a different colourway, and I'll be able to sort of make my judgment from that. But we have got stencil sprayed edges on all 3 edges, which are very pretty, beautiful falling feathers through the sky. I do love the colour scheme of this. Love a good creamy light colour scheme for a fantasy book that is quite epic from what I remember reading about. Okay, yeah, I think I kind of want to have this design. I love how they've taken the original cover and made it gold. That's what I want. That is what I want. Then we have got beautiful artwork on the hardcover. That is so pretty. I love that. It's also a big book. Like, that is a chunky boy. Then we have got gorgeous end paper artwork there, and different end paper artwork on the back. Also very pretty. The Wind Weaver. A prophecy reignited. A storm unleashed. A love that could shatter everything. In war-torn Anwin, fear of magic plagues every corner of the kingdom, and halflings like Raya Fleetwood are hunted and killed. When Raya is sentenced to death, her execution is interrupted by an unexpected saviour, the formidable Commander Scythe. Feared by both his own men and his enemies as a merciless fighter on the battlefield, Scythe is far more terrifying than the hangman's noose. In the clutches of this new enemy, Raya finds herself fighting for her life, forced to travel to the Northlands with her fearsome captor. But she is no ordinary halfling. The strange birthmark on her chest and the wind she instinctively calls forth means she is a remnant, one of 4 souls fated to restore the balance of magic or die trying. But mastering the power she holds is only the beginning. Forbidden desire for the commander starts to burn fiercely while this tempest within her is waiting to be released, and Raya must choose her heart or the kingdom. I'm very intrigued by that. I do really like Sandpa, and I just kind of love that it's like wind magic. I think that's really cool, so I love this edition. Very pretty. Very pretty. Okay, and then we have finally got the April YA box. So again, do I know what the book is for this? I don't think I do. My memory is so bad. So the theme, very pretty theme art, and that's so cool. That is very pretty. The theme is Hexed Hearts. So something witchy is what I'm gathering from that. And the first thing that we've got is a coaster set. I can't tell you how many Fairyloot coasters I've got. I've got like a whole stack of them here, and this isn't even all of them. I don't think I need any more coasters, but let's see what this design looks like. So this is inspired by Little Thieves, which I haven't read yet, which is really bad. I know that Little Thieves is a lot of people's, like, they love that series, especially with the final book having just come out or about to come out. I'm pretty sure it's just come out, but yeah, I haven't read it yet, so I know it's bad. Ooh, okay, I take it back, because I really like these coasters because they are ceramic. The other ones are kind of like a cardboard, not cardboard, I don't know what material they make, like cork, like a cork material. But these ones are actually ceramic. That's so cool. I definitely prefer a good solid coaster. So the first one that we've got is this one. That's very pretty. And then we've got one that's a bit darker, so intriguing. Okay, and then we have got a candle. I love a candle. I don't burn the candles though. I just like them to look pretty. Oh, it smells so good. It smells so good. Orange blossom, honey, jasmine and musk. It just says 300 Fox Way. So what is that? Oh, it's inspired by the Raven Boys. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Oh, that smells so good. I love the simple design of that. That is a lovely smelling candle. That smells really good. I really like that. Oh, and then we've got 4 bookmarks which are inspired by the Crimson Moth, which is perfect because I haven't read the Rebel Witch yet. Although I do feel like I want to reread the Crimson Moth before I read the Rebel Witch, so then I can use more of the bookmarks as well. It's so pretty. Okay, so this is the first one. We've also got a gorgeous design on the back as well, but that's the first one. That is bookmark 2, number 3 and number 4. Very, very pretty bookmarks. I love a good forward bookmark. I do. And then, ooh, love a reading journal. We've got a reading journal. Look how shiny that is. That's literally reflecting everywhere. Okay, I'm a bit low down, but my foot has gone so dead. Anyway, wow. Okay, it's not inspired by anything, but that is so pretty. There's a fire, there's a cat, there's a book. I love it. Okay, so let's see. Oh, and you've also got metallic edges there. Oh, this is so cute. So the first page, you've got to put your favourite genres, your favourite authors, this or that, the recipe for the perfect book. Oh, that's so cool. And then you've got a page where you can write in the titles or colour in the books, I guess, for everyone you've read. And that continues on. Seasonal books to read, a library card page, anticipated releases, a wish list page. This is so cute. Oh, a Fairyloot reading challenge. That's fun. Oh, and then you've got a series tracker. This is so cute. I love a good reading journal. And you've got bookish goals and a reading goal tracker. I love these kinds of pages. A best of the month and then a book bracket. That's so cool. Monthly TBRs as well. Habit trackers, book haul pages, obviously. And then pages for the books that you've read. Oh, that is so cute. I love that. I think that's definitely my favourite item for sure. We have then got page overlays as well, which are for the book of the month. So won't look at those because they're going to have spoilers on. And then we have got the monthly tarot cards. Once again, we've got the Page of Planets and the Knight of Planets, which I'm thinking are from the book of the month. And the book is, ooh, pretty. The Glittering Edge by Alyssa Villar. That's so pretty. I love that design. It's definitely a redesigned cover. I'll overlay the original over the top. Very pretty. And then on the back, magic has demands that must be met. And then we have got beautiful sprayed edges, a very different reverse dust jacket design. That's pretty cool. Gorgeous artwork on the hardcover that wraps around, and very pretty paper artwork as well. So I love this design. Very cute. Bring you down because I can't keep sitting on my feet. It really hurts. So the synopsis for The Glittering Edge. The locals of Idlewood whisper of a tragic love story that began a decades-long blood feud. For as long as anyone can remember, the DeLuca witches and the wealthy Barrion family have been sworn enemies, ever since the curse that changed their fates forever. Now, if a Barrion falls in love with you, you'll die. But when Penny, Emberly's mother, becomes the curse's latest victim, Penny must bring together two bitter rivals, Alonzo and Corey, in order to save her mum's life and stop the feud for good. But as the trio navigates unpredictable magic, the tangled web of their family histories, and complicated attractions, it becomes clear that there are more than dark secrets at play. Can Penny find a way to break the curse without losing her heart in the process? Intriguing. I like the idea of that one. So my favourite item from the Way box, obviously, was the reading journal. And my favourite edition of April, I think, is the Wind Weaver. Very, very pretty. I love that. So that is the end of our double Fairyloot unboxing. Please let me know which of these editions was your favourite. If you've read any of these books as well, let me know what you thought of them, because I don't even know where to begin. There's too many good ones. I'm especially excited for Gifted and Talented though. Very excited for that. So like this video if you liked it, and subscribe if you wanna, and I will see you in another video soon. Bye!